Hi guys, it's your boy YFG Niku here, and today I'm going to bring you a little video about the theory test. So a car theory test is basically 50 questions and then a hazard perception test to find out whether you're mentally prepared to go on the road or not. Now, I don't think it's very fair that people, your adults, your parents, you know, the people that passed their test about 10, 15, 20 years ago. I don't know when it was introduced, the theory test, but it is stupid. So what's happened, right? People that shouldn't be on the road have got licenses and gone on the road because they didn't have the theory test back in their day. Whereas us, I know everyone else finds it piss easy, but I struggled on the theory test simply because of the wording they used. I know more about being on the road than most car users nowadays, but I'm not allowed on the road because I missed one mark, right? So you need 43 out of 50 to obviously pass it. And then you need, I think, 42 or 44 out of 75 marks on the hazard perception test. But each clip is out of 5 anyway, so that's not that hard. But the actual theory test itself, a load of bollocks. Like, I know, obviously, if you're driving along the road and there's a pedestrian, you slow down and stop. Like, until they've gone, until they've cleared the road. You don't drive into them. Now, those sort of questions are easy. But then there's questions like, if you're towing a caravan, blah blah blah. Now, tell me where I'm towing a caravan, please. Please tell me, because I've got no intention of towing a caravan, yet if I get that question wrong, I think you even need a separate license, a separate test to tow a caravan. And because I got that question wrong, I can't flipping drive a car. I was quizzing my mum the other day as well. I was driving down the road asking her some questions from the theory test. And I knew them, she didn't. Tell me how I'm not allowed on the road. I know more than an actual car user. Do you get my point here? And then the actual lessons itself, like, I've got, don't get me wrong, my tutor, tutor, he's brilliant, but he hasn't, because he's so brilliant, he hasn't got much time for me. He's fully booked for a couple of months. So I'm having to put my lessons on pause right now until he's free again. Which, essentially, yeah, it's not ideal, but he said to me before, you are ready now to drive on the road, by, like, obviously with a parent or guardian next to me, you know, a full driving license, someone with a full driving license next to me, as I'm a learner, and obviously insurance and all that. But yeah, so I'm driving there, I'm not hurting anyone, I've not crashed, you know. He's told me that, last time I went out with him, he wasn't talking to me as much, which means I was doing good and he didn't need to. So, just give me a bit more practice and I'll be ready. But it's the theory test that's stopping me from getting there. There's so much revising for the theory test, but it's just essentially one of the most pointless things I've heard of. Yeah, introduce the theory test. It's a good idea, the hazard perception test, to see how quickly your reactions are, because obviously the older you get, the slower they get. So, it'll really help you in the terms of knowing where you are with your reaction speeds. But the theory test it's such a simple test, but it's so full of shit. I can go out there and drive, guys. I can go out there and drive. You know, there's all signs everywhere that tell me what to do on the roads, tell me what speed limit, tell me signs on which roundabout exit to go to which city. You know what I mean, right? Right? Am I speaking bullshit here, or do you guys understand? Because I feel like the theory test is too hard on us nowadays. Anyway, because back in the day, like I said, my mum, she didn't do a theory test, she got a license straight, and I'm quizzing her, and I know more about roads and that, more about laws and stuff on the actual road, more than she does, and she's been driving for a good 15 years now, if not more. Whilst we're on the subject, I haven't personally had a driving test yet, but other people I know have, and everyone I know has failed because of the instructor. The instructor was in a bad mood and he decided to fail them. Apart from one girl I know started a banterous conversation with her instructor, which worked. She passed her test. So I guess you just have to warm them up a bit. No, but in all seriousness, they are people as well. You know, they can have bad days. If they're too lenient on you, they could end up letting someone drive who is an absolute dickhead. You know, thinks he's a racer, but just isn't very safe on the road. So they're doing their best, but they are quite, you know, rude. And because I've got told a story by my instructor that one guy actually failed because a lorry flashed his lights and he thought he flashed him for him to go. So he went, but he flashed them to tell his mates something. But there was no harm, he didn't crash. He didn't cause danger to anyone or anything. So I don't quite understand, but that was it. He failed the test. He didn't get one minor or one majors that you're one major and you failed, and you can get up to 15 minors. He didn't get one throughout the whole test, but because of that, right at the beginning, he failed. Like, they need to be a bit more lenient on us. I see people driving out there that have not got a clue how to drive, right? Doing U-turns in the middle of the road. I nearly died 3 times in one day because arseholes in London can't U-turn sensibly or legally. They just turn in the middle of a road without looking. One of them actually nearly skidded to try and avoid hitting me. Fuck, I nearly died. That moment when you realise you actually nearly died. Let me know if I'm right. And the age of driving is 17, as you're all aware. You know, okay, I'm not going to moan at that. I think it should have been down to about 15, 16 if you're mentally prepared. If not, you know, keep it at 17. But I think every 10 years or so, you just need to get a retest. Like, all the new things that they bring into the highway code, they should then test you or let you know about them. And, for instance, every 10 years or every 15 years, because a lot can change, a lot can change in 10 years, as you all know. Can you imagine? I've been talking for like 20 minutes now, and imagine I didn't even press record. So yeah, every 10 years, just give us a test, a free test on the government, to see whether or not we actually know and we still understand. And if we fail, then we have to go back and do another couple lessons. And then the people, right, I'm not trying to say foreigners are shit at driving, but the people that come from different countries, they know a certain driving standard and certain rules in their country, and they come over to England, and it's different over here than it is to any other country, just like France, Germany, Greece, Poland, Czechoslovakia, India, Brazil, Jamaica. Everywhere it's different. Everyone's got different environments, different rules, different signs, different everything. So, not just in England, if we go over to another country, then we should have to take their test as well. It's just fair. But, because I live in England, I'm not trying to fight for another country. Yeah. What I'm trying to say, guys, is they need to chill. So, scrap the theory test, be a bit more lenient on us during the practical test. Just give us basic, test us on basic information, not on stupidness that we probably won't need to know. Like, the stopping distance from a car. Like, if you're going 70 miles an hour, you need to know the exact stopping distance. Like, hang on, bitch, let me just measure how far I am behind the car before I brake. Like, you know what I mean? We're just gonna brake how we brake, innit? It's not gonna be dangerous. We're gonna brake. If we need to brake more, we brake more. We're not gonna say, oh, hang on.
So, I'm going at 60 miles an hour. I'm about 200 feet behind him. I need to brake now. No!
No! You're not gonna. We don't need to know all these numbers for all these speeds. Jesus Christ, we're just human beings. I'm probably the thickest one in my family, to be fair. Not like out of people I know. Everyone passed their theory test first time. But I'm a confident driver in the road, so I'm probably going to pass my practical first time. But yeah, what I'm saying, cut down all the bullshit on the theory test. Cut down all the bullshit on the actual practical test. Like, give us some slack. We're nervous. You don't need to fool us on everything. Test us every 10, 15 years, and then test people coming from other countries with foreign licenses. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you agree with what I said. Share this video, maybe, if you want to help a guy out. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.